Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. As you know, we are studying new syllabus mathematics book 2 and it's chapter number 1, which is direct and inverse proportion. Today is our lesson number 5. Earlier in 4 lessons we discussed variation, its types, and discussed direct variation and solved questions of direct variations in exercise 1a and 1b. Today in lesson number 5 we will also solve the remaining questions of exercise 1b. So let's begin our lesson. Question number 9 of this exercise 1b is: during a certain period in the life of an earthworm, its length L centimeter is directly proportional to the square root of n. Now, there are two quantities which are directly proportional. L is directly proportional to the square root of the n. So, let's begin our question and write this statement in algebraic form. This one, L is directly proportional to square root of n. So, L is equal to k square root of n is the algebraic form of this statement. Now, it is given that 1 hour after an earthworm is born, its length is 2.5. So initially after 1 hour the length of the earthworm is 2.5. We will put these values in equation number 1 and we will get the value of k. Square root of 1 is 1. So our value of k is 2.5. We will put this value of k in equation number 1, which will give us the answer of part 1, which is an equation connecting L and N. Now to solve part 2, we will put N is equal to 4 because time is given and you are asked to find the length of the earthworm after 4 hours. So put N is equal to 4 in equation number 2 and solve to get the value of N. Because square root of 4 is 2.5 multiplied by 2 is equal to 5. So 5 is the length of the earthworm after 4 hours. And in third part you are asked to find the time taken when length is given. So we will put L is equal to 15 in equation number 2. 15 is equal to 2.5 square root of n. 15 divided by 2.5 is equal to square root of n. Dividing 15 by 2.5 we will get 6 is equal to square root of n. Because we need to find the value of n and here is square root of n. To remove this square root we will take the square of both the sides. So taking square of both the sides we get n on this side and the square of 6 will be equal to 36. So after 36 hours the length of the earthworm will be 15 centimeters. So this is question number 9. In question number 10, again you are given that y is directly proportional to x and the difference in the values of y when x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 is 32. So first we will write this statement in algebraic form like this: y is equal to kx square. Now you are asked to find two values of y, one when x is equal to 1 and other when x is equal to 3. So put x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 in equation number 1 to get two values of y. When we put x is equal to 1 we get k into 1 square and 1 square is 1. So first value of y when x is equal to 1 is y is equal to k. We name this as equation number 2. And when we put x is equal to 3 we get y is equal to 9k. We name this as equation number 3. Now because we are asked that the difference between these two values is 32, therefore subtracting these two values and putting the difference equal to 32 we get 8k is equal to 32 and the value of k is equal to 4. Because we are not asked to find an equation connecting x and y, so we will straight away put this value of this value of k and the given value of x in equation number 1 to find the value of y. Y is equal to 4 into minus 2 square. Minus 2 square is 4 and y is equal to 16. So the answer of this question is 16. Question number 11. Again you are given that y is directly proportional to x square. So write this statement in algebraic form first. This one. Now it is given that y is equal to a for a particular value of b. Particular value of x. The value of y is given, we are not given the value of x. It is said that particular value of x. We suppose that the value of x is b. When y is equal to a, the value of x is b. Or you can put x is equal to x. There is no need to take any value. You can put x is equal to x in equation number 1. And from here we get the value of k, which is a over b square. Put this value of k in equation number 1 and we get equation number 2. Y is equal to a b square over x square. Now it is said that find an expression for y in terms of a when this value of x is doubled. This value of x means this initial value of x. When you double this value of x, what is the value of y? Now the value of x is given. You are asked to find the value of x. What is the value of x? It is double the initial value which you have put in equation number 1. Now we will put x is equal to 2b in this equation and simplify. Y is equal to a over b square. X square means 2b whole square. 2b whole square means 4b square. This b square is cancelled with b square and we will multiply 4 with a and we get y is equal to 4a. So when the value of x is doubled, the value of y is equal to 4a. It is 4 times the initial value. This is question number 11. In question number 12, you are asked that braking distance of a vehicle is directly proportional to the square of its speed. Now braking distance and speed, these are two quantities. They are not defined by any letters. So we suppose the braking distance and speed. Let the distance is equal to capital D meter and speed is equal to V meter per V meter per second. Now it is said that braking distance is directly proportional to square of its speed. So D is directly proportional to V square. So write this statement in algebraic form. D is equal to kV square. This is equation number 1. Now it is given that when the speed of the vehicle is B, the braking distance is D. When speed is B, that is V is equal to B, capital D is equal to small d. We will put these values in equation number 1 to get the value of K. D is equal to K into B square and D over B square is equal to K. Put this value of K in equation number 1 to get the relation between D and B. Now if speed of the vehicle is increased by 200%, find the percentage increase in the braking distance. Speed is increased by 200%. Initially the speed was B. Now speed is increased. So the value of V is given and we are asked to find the value of D and then find the percentage increase. First we will find 200% of V, that is the new speed. Because it is given that speed is increased by 200%, then new speed will be equal to B plus 200% of B, which is increased. And this is equal to 3B. B plus 200% of B. How we will calculate this? Look, 200% mean 200 over 100 of B mean multiplied by B. Two zeros are cancelled with two zeros and we are left with 2. B plus 2B is equal to 3B. So final speed is equal to 3B. When we will put this speed in equation number 2, we will get D is equal to D over B square and 3B square. 3B square means 9B square. B square is cancelled with B square and we are left with 9D. So braking distance is 9D when speed is increased by 200%. The initial braking distance was D and new braking distance is 9D. So what is the increase percentage? So percentage increase in the braking distance is 9D minus D, which will give you increase, and this is the original braking distance multiplied by 100. 9D minus D is equal to 8D over D. D is cancelled with D and you multiply 8 by 100, you will get 800. So 800% is the increase in the braking distance. This is question number 12. This completes exercise 1B. Next we will study inverse variation or inverse proportion. In direct proportion, as we know, two quantities are so related that if one increases, other also increases, and if one decreases, other also decreases. In inverse proportion, the case is reverse. In inverse proportion, two quantities are so related that if one increases, the other decreases, and if one decreases, the other increases. Let's look at a very simple and interesting example to explain this topic. Example, that if a car moves from Faisalabad to Lahore with different speeds, you have to note down the time taken by each car. The distance between Faisalabad and Lahore is constant for all the movements. Initially, if car moves with slow speed, note down the time it will take to reach from Faisalabad to Lahore. It is moving slow, so it took a long time to reach. Now, if the same car moves with a normal speed, then the time is again long. It took long but less than the previous one. Now if the car moves with fast speed, look at the time or not the time, and if the same car moves with super fast speed, it will reach Lahore in short time. Now look, this is speed and time taken by the car. There are two quantities which are so related, speed and time. If you increase the speed, the time taken by the car to reach the destination is decreased. So this relation between two quantities is called inverse proportion. As the speed is increased, the time taken is decreased. This is inverse variation or inverse proportion. So in the next lesson we will discuss this topic in detail, and I will explain this example by taking numbers. This is my profile. You are requested to subscribe my channel. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.